What's up, guys? Welcome to Demystifying History. I'm Vedant, and today we're going to explore a period that saw man transform from a hunter to a farmer, a settler, organizer, planner, builder, and a lot of other things. The point in history that gave birth to civilization.
By this time, man had learned how to control fire, hunt for food, build hand tools, cultivate crops, and domesticate animals. Hey, we missed out water. That came from rivers. River banks were fertile, and that saw the emergence of farms and farming. And that got man thinking. Time to settle down, eh? And he quit being a wanderer. Four civilizations started to emerge on the banks of four perennial rivers in different parts of the world, oblivious to the fact that they were coexisting and co-developing with the others. These were the Chinese along the Yangtze, Egyptian along the Nile, Mesopotamian along the Tigris, and Indus Valley along the Indus rivers.
So, join me on a journey through the Indus Valley civilization. Let's understand how they evolved, got organized, gained skills, and expanded. Their contribution to the world that would go on to define the culture of the Indian subcontinent. So, grab your backpacks and let's head out to discover.
Man reached the banks of the Indus River that flows through the northwestern regions of the Indian subcontinent and found the conditions conducive to settle. In this journey, we will travel back 5,000 years and understand how they did it.
These guys, who started off as a small settlement along the banks of the Indus River, ended up creating a civilization that spanned 1.3 million square kilometers. That's pretty big. No wonder. They were the largest river valley civilization of the world. This civilization had two main cities, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, which were placed around 300 kilometers away from each other. And there were smaller cities and towns peppered between them.
Let's hit the town now.
Take a look at these streets. Don't they resemble what we see today? Streets more than 30 feet wide, straight and perpendicular to each other, lined with oven-baked bricks, with drains on either side. Drains connecting to every home, and that too covered? Man, I know of streets today that ain't this good, and these are more than 5,000 years old. Amazing!
They even had rounded corners at street intersections and turnings to allow easier turning of carts and carriages. That's what I call planning. These guys had achieved a high level of standardization in whatever they did. Some quality control, I must say. The dimensions of the oven-baked bricks were in the ratio of 1:2:4, irrespective of their size, to ensure stable construction. They also had developed a standard for weights and measures. They could measure things from 0.85 grams all the way up to 2 tons. This helped them weigh small objects such as gold ornaments, right up to bags of grains accurately. These weights were made of stone and marble and cut in a clean cuboidal and spherical shape.
Hello? Anybody home? Let's head into one of these houses. Do you notice that the entrance to these houses were not made from the main street, instead being from narrow alleys perpendicular to the main street? This kept all the dust and the noise from the main street out of the house.
The houses were made large, often two-storied, with separated rooms, kitchens, and toilets. These toilets had internal drainage that connected to the main understreet drain. They also had fresh water supply to all of the houses in form of private wells. Kitchens and outhouses were built with windows for adequate ventilation of the area. Looks like they were good architects with sound knowledge of structure and design.
What you see behind me is most probably the first citadel built by man on earth. It consisted of watchtowers, public buildings, granaries, and even a great bath.
They had even set up a feudal structure of some sort. This possibly consisted of a powerful decision-making noble council, exactly like a government. These guys lived in the higher ground, in the citadel, while commoners like you and me get to live on the lower levels of the town. Hey, Bring in the aerial map, please. The Indus River was notorious to flood its banks, and in such times the lower reaches of the town would get washed away, and the common man would have to reach up to the heights of the citadel to ensure safety. These guys were really smart. They kept large reserves of grain and food supply inside the citadel to face off any such flood-based adversity. They even had huge granaries up there, with food stocked for long periods of time.
Hey guys, I am at the Great Bath at Mohenjo-daro, but looks like they ran out of water. Guys, this was a place that was frequented by the nobles in those days. They used to bathe, relax, indulge in intellectual discussion, create some political structures or governance models, and also use this bath for religious bathing. Yeah, basically we can say that they would chill out.
They even waterproofed the Great Bath by lining it with natural tar, built 4 flights of steps leading in and out of the bath. Well, what are we waiting for? Fill it up, guys.
There were definitely a lot of people in the Indus Valley civilization, so they would need to communicate with each other or write some stuff down, right? I wonder how they communicated with each other, how they talked to each other, or did they have a way to preserve some stuff or keep some record?
Yes, of course, they had developed a verbal language which archaeologists have named the Proto-Dravidian language. They also developed a logosyllabic script with close to 375 to 400 distinct symbols, writing right to left. They used their script to record events and their evolution clearly. You can see these symbols on seals, tools, utensils, and signboards. But we advanced beings are yet to decipher what they have left us. How unfortunate. Let's take a look at how the Harappans fared with working in arts and crafts.
Frankly speaking, they had awesome skills. They created tools, toys, ornaments, and oven-baked pottery in those good old days. Close to 2,000 distinct seals have been recovered from all the Harappan sites, with engravings of godlike images and mythical deities. These seals also have some representation from animals such as the unicorn, the elephant, the horse, and even the buffalo.
Looks like they even practice yoga. There are certain seals that depict many different asanas. They were also expert sculptors and used an extremely advanced sculpting process called the lost wax method. We see statues and sculptures made out of stone and bronze. More popular ones among them are the bearded man and the dancing girl. There have been multiple findings of Harappans practicing boat making, terracotta pottery, and toy making. Just look at this chariot made of clay and these statues made of bronze. These amazing ornaments made of silver, gold, and ivory. They used to cook in baked clay vessels, and they even made tools out of iron and bronze that were used to hunt, cut wood, and carve ivory. Coming to the point of clothes, I wonder what these guys wore in those days. Let's take a peek into their wardrobes and what their attire looked like.
Take a look at this clay weaving spindle and charkha-like apparatus that was found in the Harappan cities. This is credible evidence to tell us that they knew how to spin yarn and make thread. From all the statues and seals found, we can get to know that women used to wear some sort of a skirt and men used to wrap plain cloth around their body. Well, where have I seen that? Of course, the Roman togas.
Women and children also wore ornaments made of gold, silver, and bronze. Some of them were also made of ivory. Amulets, bracelets, rings, and necklaces. They sure did live a lavish lifestyle.
Until man was a wanderer, he only hunted and used animals as a source of food. But the moment he settled down, he realized that animals can provide way more than just meat. So he realized through his maturity.
By looking at seals, sculptures, and toys, we can deduce that Harappan people had learned to domesticate animals for many uses. They tamed dogs for security, goats and cows for milk, oxen for plowing the fields, and bulls for bullock carts. When man became a settler, he started farming as a practice during the Harappan times. The locations of the various cities were also chosen due to the fertility of the land around them. Seeds would be sown into the floodplains just after receding of the water and would be harvested before the next flood. Wheat, Barley and maize were the main grains harvested. Peas, mustard, and rye was also grown. Irrigation was a key trait of the Harappan agriculture. There is evidence of usage of dugout canals to provide water to crops, which was fairly advanced for the time. We can assume with meat, dairy products, and crops all being available in abundance, the diets of the Harappans were fairly balanced.
Man has always known to have a belief system of some sort, a trust or faith on someone who is mightier than him. I wonder what the belief of the Harappans were like, what their belief system looked like, and who they considered divine. There are many evidences across the whole civilization that tell us about the varied religious beliefs of the Harappans.
The main deity of worship for the Harappans was the idol of Pashupati, which was Shiva, as depicted on the seals and pottery art. The Harappans also worshipped nature like the sun, wind, fire, rain, trees, and mountains, which was evident in their seals. This is further confirmed by findings of multiple fire altars in cities such as Lothal. These evidences tell us that the Harappans, in some form, had a proto-Hinduism as their main religion.
I wonder if these people ever connected with the other civilizations. Did they ever trade any commodities or exchange goods? Well, the Harappans carried out trade within their respective cities and overseas as well.
Trade was not done using metal money, but instead carried out with a barter system. Local trade was carried out using animal carts and chariots, while overseas trade was conducted using ships. The Indus merchants exported and imported goods with docks such as Lothal. Indus Valley civilization also traded with the Mesopotamian civilization, which is referenced in the Mesopotamian text from 2350 BC onwards. The Mesopotamian text mentioned the trade of gold, silver, ivory, shell, and lapis lazuli, which is a blue-colored semi-precious stone. Yes, it's real.
I'm forced to think what happened to this vibrant civilization. Did they continue to exist, or something ended them? Well, that remains to be a mystery, but it is believed that these people moved out due to some long-term natural factors.
The decline is mostly attributed to a series of natural disasters and course changes in the Indus River. A large-scale invasion of the city by Aryans. The invading Aryans did not plunder the land, instead they settled in the Indian subcontinent, and this commenced the Vedic ages in India.
Well, that's a wrap for now. I hope this video gave you some insight into the formation, growth, and decline of the Indus Valley civilization. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one. Goodbye.